result of the introduction of universal credit, will lose a further 16% of their, on average, of their weekly income. Of all the disabled people in the UK with all the families in the UK with disabled children, the same report estimates the benefits cap could result in 10% of them losing their housing. And on top of that, of course, many, I mean, I know in the early 1980s, actually, and it was people I knew in London pioneered a thing called independent living, and I know a number of very severely disabled people with severe physical and mental impairments, who live very, very active, independent and useful lives. They use a thing called the Independent Living Fund to do that. The Tories this year, and let's call them Tories, you know, stop pretending that they're liberal in any way, shape or form. They are not. You know, scratch a liberal and what do you see? Tory. The Tories froze the Independent Living Fund earlier this year. They are going to scrap it by 2015. So thousands of disabled people who have been used to having lives. I mean, I know again a very disabled, physically disabled woman living in London, lives an independent life. She's a jazz singer. She sings. She doesn't make a great deal of money out of it, but she's a jazz singer. She has a very active life. She's going to be living in an institution, and it's not going to be a nice institution either. That's what people have in front of them. And in relation to so far the effects, it's not just, you know, the impoverishment. The Daily Mirror last year published an article. They did a survey into, they did an investigation into deaths amongst the disabled community between January and August over an 8-9 month period last year. And what they found is, of those disabled people who died in that period, each week, 32 on average were people who'd just gone through the work capability assessment. In many of those cases, coroners' reports referred specifically to loss of benefit as being a contributory aspect of the death. A recent report shows that figure has now risen to 73. This is not just about the impoverishment of a group of people who are already severely impoverished. For many people, it is no doubt about it, a death penalty. And it's that, really, that leads us to block roads, occupy buildings, so on and so forth. Having said that, one of the things about disabled people against the cuts is, as the last speaker said, we are absolutely convinced, actually, that we are not a special case. We are one group amongst many who are under the cosh from this government. And actually, one of the things that we are determined to do, as well as being as radical and noisy and as militant as we possibly can, we want to form alliances with other groups, both within the trade unions and within the community. I myself am I'm a trade unionist. I'm a lecturer at London Metropolitan University, so I'm getting it in every direction at the moment, for those who know just what's just happened at London Met. I'm also a member of the University and Colleges Union and a member of the National Disabled Members Committee. But we've just recently had a meeting with the national leadership of the PCS. We're looking to work jointly with the PCS within the DWP to do what we can just to stop this. And really, this is, I think, the key thing for all of us actually is to unite. We need to get together and unite the resistance, really. Thanks very much.